All right, here we go.
All right, everyone. Do you see this video? It's the actual play from the Texans and 49ers game. You see Tom Savage get hit by, I think, a defensive end or a linebacker. Do you see how his body is freezing up to where he cannot control any muscle in his body and he's in the blanks there? So that right there is a seizure. And since playing football, him having CTE and things of that nature, he now suffers from epilepsy, which is what I deal with on a daily basis. So today I'm here to talk to you all and inform you guys about epilepsy, what to do, what to not do, and how to try and prevent it and help someone. I can finish the clip actually because it's actually nice video, so unless I finish the clip. See how his body is just frozen. See it again. See that? He really couldn't control anything for that small period of time because his head hit the ground so hard. All right, I have to pause this thing. Okay, so athletes in different areas, such as, well, more of the contact part, such as lacrosse, hockey, football, deal with a lot of head brain trauma due to constant contact. Soccer, but you probably heard of some of these athletes that you probably recognize from the football field that have dealt with them. Ronnie and Tiki Barber, the two twins, both of them are Hall of Famers. Both of them are Super Bowl champions. They both deal with epilepsy, and they dealt with epilepsy all of their life. Another famous athlete that I did know that deals with epilepsy is the famous Florence Griffith Joyner, famous track runner. Set a lot of records in the Olympics. I think it was in Atlanta. I'm not sure, but she also deals with epilepsy. The reason why I chose epilepsy is because I deal with it. I've been dealing with epilepsy since I was about 11, 12 years old. My first seizure I ever had was at my grandmother's house in the summertime after practice. I ate some Chinese food, best out film. It was hot, fell asleep, woke up, she was smacking me and throwing water on me. I was like, what you doing? She was like, it was shaking, I don't know. And she called the ambulance. I was like, why my head hurt so bad? They was like, you had a seizure. I was like, what? So that's how it started, and some of the guys on the football team know I still deal with that today. So I'm just gonna let you guys know some things to do, what not to do, and where it comes from, how to stop it. Y'all ready? No, yes, okay. So basically, seizures. Seizures for me started back when I was young, like I told you. I've dealt with them since now I'm 20, so about, I would say about 8 years, 9 years now. So I've been through countless medicines. I've actually recently had a surgery to try and stop and reduce my seizures. I've been through about 4 or 5 medicines to try and balance out my body. So I was gonna bring them and show you all what I take every day to make sure I'm cool, but I felt like that was too much. I just did a video. But have you ever noticed that when I talk, you hear my voice change? That's because I have a motor in my side right here. It's called a VNS, a vertical nerve stimulator. It's connected from the side of my body. See how it's changing right now? From the side of my body all the way up into my brain. Okay? Yeah, y'all all right? That's still good? Okay.
Yeah, man.
No, it's actually automated. It goes off every, I would say, 30 to 45 minutes. So my voice isn't always like this, but it always goes off when I don't need my wristwatch. You ever see me with that black thing around my wrist? Mm-hmm. If I feel it happening, I swipe, and it'll automatically shock me from my shock. See, now it's gone. It'll shock me from here all the way up into my brain. The reason why I have epilepsy is because when I was born, about 2 weeks after me leaving the hospital, I just stopped eating. My mom was like, "You're not eating, you're not drinking no milk, I don't know what's going on." My pops was like, "Well, I don't take the hospital." So that Thursday, after I left the hospital, I was 2 weeks old, they was like, if you wouldn't have drove him to the hospital, he would have died. They was like, well, why? Because of meningitis. Meningitis is what happened, it's like a bacteria disease, or I can't think of the other word, but it's something that a lot of babies get, and most of the time, if your baby survives after receiving meningitis, he'll die. Or he'll lose one of his 5 senses, or he'll have epilepsy, which is what I got. So my epilepsy didn't kick in until I was about 11, 12. Most of the time, it happens while babies are young, and then they just grow out of it. That's what happened for Tiki Barber and Ronnie Barber. They low-key grew out of it when they was about 26, 27. They were still dealing with epilepsy while after they got drafted and through college football and things of that nature. Get back. Oh my God. Yeah. So other ways that let me stop. Other ways how epilepsy can come into someone's life is basically through certain sicknesses, things of that nature. So people that have scoliosis usually have to deal with epilepsy as well. Genetic factors, so if you had a cousin or an uncle that's ever had to deal with seizures, things of that nature, you could probably have seizures. Metabolism issues, exposure to like brain tumors, blood trauma, things of that nature. And back to my story in the beginning, when I had meningitis, they had to look at my brain. So when you go to the doctor, you get EEGs, I believe, EKGs, in order for them to scan your brain to see where is it coming from. So I had to do several sleep studies before I had my surgery, and they wanted to see if they can pull a seizure out of me by certain control variables and independent variables that they twisted. So it'll be times I wouldn't eat the whole week, stayed up like the whole week, in a facility where they would just monitor me. So the whole time I'm walking around trying to stay active, they had things around my brain and things to measure it to see where it came from. So it was one time where I actually had one, and while I was sleeping, they found out that it comes from this side of my brain, which is why you see this cut right here, slightly. That's why it's connected from here all the way up to my brain, so it can shock that part to stop the seizure from happening, or try to stop it. Basically, the meningitis that I had, for my situation, the meningitis that I had basically left a little slight brain damage that is actually non-usable to me right now. So it's just right here above my eye and a little bit back to where my hairline is. They wanted me to have a brain surgery, but I said no because, no, I don't want you to cut my brain open. That's my brain. I ain't done growing yet. So I just chose this instead because, it has an 89% rate on it out of 100, so a lot of reviews were good. And then I didn't really trust doctors with my brain because you only get one brain. Ain't nobody replacing your brain. You know what I'm saying? It felt stupid. So that's why I chose to be in this vertical nursing later. There's other things besides that. Most people grow out of seizures, which I hope I do because Lord God, I want to live. But people also get brain surgery, or they just continue to take medicine for the rest of their life. But a lot of people are starting now to turn to marijuana, CBD, which is basically weed. You get to take it, doctors prescribe it in certain states. Missouri is trying to get to let them do it, but might not happen. Illinois I know has, and I think Kansas, does Kansas let you? I'm not sure. But more states are more open to it because it actually helps people with stress, epilepsy, things of that nature, and it's actually good medicine. Also, oh my goodness. Those are certain treatments that you can have to stop seizures. But I want you all to take from this is how to treat someone if they have a seizure. So who was all around when I had my seizure or my mini seizures before we went on break? So it was, okay. Quan, yeah, I know Quan was in there. Okay. So when I had my seizure, I want to ask, what was the first thing you guys did?
I held your head, grabbed your head, and make sure you didn't hit the counter.
Okay.
About the same.
First of all, I can't like everybody else did. I ain't say everybody else. I wasn't near.
Make sure you didn't swallow your tongue.
Okay. That's a good thing. All right. So if you ever see someone having a seizure or shaking, you make sure they don't swallow their tongue and they don't repeatedly hit their head. Also, if they have something in their hands, like a sharp object, remove it, and make sure they're not on their back, they're on their side. And seizures sometimes last from probably like a minute 30. They're not that long, but if they have a grand mal seizure where there's foam at the mouth, then that's where there's an issue because that person is not getting oxygen to their brain, they could die.
What? You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, grand mal seizures are different because grand mal seizures come from different catalysts, different stimulus. No.
Bro, you was having one for like 5-10 minutes.
When you're panicking and your heart beating fast, you think 5-10 minutes is long. It's 5-10 minutes. It'd be like that, but it's really not. See, that's what I'm saying. So, like, you remember, who listens to Lil Wayne? Everyone? I was when Lil Wayne was addicted to promethazine and lean, right? I want to say the scientific word. He was addicted to lean. He had many seizures. He continued to have seizures because he kept drinking lean, which was his catalyst. Every time he had one, he had a grand mal seizure where he almost died, meaning the foam in his mouth would like clog up his air. He wouldn't get enough oxygen and it would clog up his throat. So when he wake up, he would literally need to be like have CPR and stuff because he was about to die. So that's kind of what made him stop drinking lean. And if you ever watch some of his interviews with like a year to cup, you got this is net with it was him kill me. If you ever watch some of his Vlad interviews or whatever. Yeah, that stuff is actually like very hard to deal with. But his catalyst was drugs. Some people's catalysts are flashing from photography or eating certain foods too much, like too much red meat, too much pasta, too much like carbonated drinks. It depends on how your body reacts. So that's why I went through a lot with my medicine to try and balance everything out. So that's everything. I know, so me telling you about epilepsy is why you should listen to me because I have it. And that's everything I want you all to take from this, and hopefully you learn something from me today.